Here's a late dedication from Joe McCaughey, but an important one. It's one of congratulations to Jackie McCaughey on the birth of their daughter Finola last night. Comes with love from your husband Joe. This is Jane Horrocks, the soundtrack of Little Voice. If you want to leave a message on the answer phone, phone Belfast 02890 338281, or fax against the Belfast code, and the number is 338048. And the email address is jb@bbc.co.uk.
Hello, Marilyn. Well, hello, Judy. It's so nice to have you back where you belong.
Well, hello, Gerry.
Good morning, John. Is that Marilyn Monroe?
No, it was Jane Horrocks doing a Marilyn Monroe. I'm worried about you.
Why?
I have been worried about you ever since I heard that you weren't up to yourself.
I know. Let me just explain, John, what is happening here. I think that I sense, as well as the listeners do, that you miss me, and that I miss you terribly. And we can't really talk to each other because different sets of audience listen to us in the morning. And I know you're concerned about my health, and there's no reason why you should be.
You see, the reason I'm concerned is you're usually as mean as a scrapyard Alsatian, but you've lost that little bite. You haven't changed your teeth or anything, have you?
I haven't changed my teeth, and I don't think I've lost my little bite at all. I'd like to know what you're referring to.
Well, you usually have a little je ne sais quoi about you, and you haven't got it this well.
I got that taken off by a scalpel. By a travelling doctor who only charged me 14 shillings to have it removed.
Are you taking your cod liver oil in your mouth?
I'm fine, but what are you trying to say? You're trying to say I don't look my best?
Well, no, you were saying the other day you didn't feel 100%.
There was a flu going around there around about this past 2 or 3 weeks. I happened to catch an end of it. And for about 3 or 4 days, yes, I was prostrate on my back. And I didn't feel all that well, but I broadcast as well I could. But, it wasn't easy for me. And it doesn't help a lot, John, when you do come back and you're not 100%, when people castigate you and complain that you're kind of dying.
Nay, you misconstrue me. I'm just concerned. I mean, there is a strain that would suggest that you're doing a Chris Evans.
You said that you thought that I was dying.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, somebody told me that you said that.
You see, that's the way these crass rumours started. I deny it utterly. Mm-hmm. I didn't say you were dying. I just said I thought you looked a bit inert.
Mm-hmm. All right, John. Listen, I have an awful feeling that people can't hear you.
You can't hear me? I can hear you. You're sitting there talking to yourself, in fact.
No, somebody's telling me. Let me just check. Would you mind if I check with the Oracle here?
Reception?
Hello, Oracle?
Yeah.
What are you saying? That people can't hear John?
No, well, I just lost John there.
For God's sake, it's only you, for God's sake. Why must you look out everything through your own ears? He says he can't hear you. It doesn't matter. Obviously, people hear you. Because when he doesn't hear you, he thinks nobody else does. No, let me just say, John, for the benefit of yourself, and I know you're worried about me, and I know you've always been worried about me, and that you've always helped me through my career. When I first started on radio, you were the first man who tried to get me sacked. And I appreciate that. And I know that you're concerned about the state of my health, but there's no need to be. I'm back taking the vodka. I'm okay now. Hello? There's nobody here. Sorry, that's John breathing, is it? That was a great idea.
Pardon me?
That was a really good idea.
What did you do?
I don't know, I can't hear anybody.
Daydream, I fell asleep amid the flowers for a couple of hours on a beautiful day. Daydream, I dream of you amid the flowers for a couple of hours. Such a beautiful day.
Dreaming Daddy gave me a baby. She's going on the bathroom floor. You're floating around the room and you're naked. Then you fly out down the bedroom door. I'm dreaming Daddy, you dreamer. Dreaming Daddy, you dreamer.
I fell asleep amid the flowers
That's a band called I Monster. That's a song called Daydream in Blue. Sorry we lost you. Why did we lose John there?
Right.
Did he just huff and stop?
Pardon me?
Why did John go? I was talking to him. First of all, you ruined the conversation by saying that you couldn't hear it, and therefore by implication you implied that nobody else could hear it. And then word came from outside that everybody could hear it except you. And that threw me a bit, but I get back onto it, and I talked to John again, but I think you spooked him.
Well, you see,
He
Mr.
went away,
Bennett,
he never spoke to me. He
Mr.
came-
Bennett, being the kind, caring person that he is,
Yes.
he was shown concern about your well-being the other day, and he said to me, "How's Gerry?" He says, "I hear he's lost weight and he's not well. How is he? Would you give him my regards?"
But I haven't
And
lost weight.
Excuse me, this is what John heard.
Yes.
So I thought it would be a good idea. I said, "John, why don't you have a wee chat and ask him about his general health?" And he says, "Would he mind?" And I said, "Not at all."
Of course I wouldn't mind.
And he says, "Well, I would like to some morning, just out of humanitarian reasons, you understand." He was concerned.
And then when I spoke to him, he wouldn't speak
there
back.
was
He wouldn't answer.
No, there was something wrong.
What was
That's
wrong
right.
with him?
No, there's nothing wrong with John. There was something wrong with your desk, your machinery.
But we know that. But why didn't the man come in with the screwdriver if that was the case?
I don't know where he is.
The man with the screwdriver doesn't come in half as often as he used to.
The man with the screwdriver is under a lot of pressure.
I thought the man with the screwdriver going up the stair in an invalid lift the other day.
He was playing with it this morning.
As indeed many of us do.
Would you talk to James on one?
I will indeed, yes. But the Eagle Wing Festival is on in Grimsport starting on Wednesday the 27th of June, which I do believe is today, until the 1st of July. Go along to that. I'm just looking at the Eagle Wing Festival in Grimsport is brilliant, you know. I really should talk to some people involved in that, but of course, being completely disorganised, I haven't done anything of the sort. There's all kinds of stuff on here. There are links with the Red Man, of course. And I'm just looking at a photograph here of some American Indians who came to visit Grimsport. Last year, there's a man called Danny Many Horses. Be a great name for a bookie, wouldn't it? Danny Many Horses.
Who were you when you were a wee boy? What Indian were you?
I was Lightning Cloud.
You're not.
I was. I
Really?
was Chief Spotted Dick.
Well, we know that. But what about James?
Hello?
Hello.
Good morning, James.
What about my CD?
Oh, I have it on the desk left out for you.
Well, send them up and get it.
I'll send it to you, don't worry about that. It's a Bobby Darin CD. I'm just looking at it the other day. I was almost played a track from it.
You told me you were going to send it a fortnight ago.
I know, I have so many things to do. You've no idea what my itinerary is.
Well, listen, I was up at the airport on Monday.
Pardon?
I was up in the airport on Monday,
Yes.
and I'm very much indebted to a gentleman called Roy Campbell.
Yes.
He come off the Edinburgh flight at about 5:30,
Yes.
and he happened to come to the pay station, and his car had been sitting for 4 days.
Yeah.
And it was £22.50
That's
he
easy.
had to put in.
Yeah.
Now, I was armed with £5 notes, £10 notes, £20 notes, and coins.
Mm-hmm.
And I had Ulster Bank, Bank of Ireland, Bank of England, Northern Plastic, and First Trust.
Give me Northern Plastic anytime, yes.
Now, I had all those notes. Now, when he put his card in, at £22.50 was needed.
Mm-hmm.
Or £22, sorry, $5.50 a day.
Yeah.
Now, I asked him would he mind if I tried various notes. Now, the notes have to go in face up.
Let me see, before you just continue, James, let me just give the listeners a little background here. Because we asked you to go along to the airport. We had disturbing reports that people who are going to meet their loved ones and relatives staying in the short stay car park, and indeed in the main stay, long stay
He
car
was in the mainstay.
Right, okay. So the problem is what you do is you get a little ticket when you go in there, and then you go into the main building. You may go off to Afghanistan for all I'm concerned, or you could just be there to collect your loved ones. So before you collect your car, you have to put your ticket in the machine in the airport building and pay for the thing before it lets you out. But the theory was, and the rumour was, that it wouldn't take Northern Ireland money, which seems quite odd considering that the airport is in Belfast. So we asked you to go along with a variety of money to see what the machine would take and what it wouldn't take. And I have to say before we go any further that I myself, through reasons I didn't expect, happened to be in the airport myself on Sunday night.
Right.
And I have my own story to tell, so let's see if our story is the same, right? So continue.
Well, first of all, now, £22 he needed, right?
Yes.
Now, the first thing I put in was a Bank of England £5 note, which it accepted.
Yes.
I then put in the Northern Plastic,
Yes.
and this was rejected.
Of course.
I then tried an Ulster Bank fiver.
Yes.
It was rejected.
Yes.
I tried a First Trust £10 note,
My God, what could be better than that?
and they didn't accept that either.
My God.
Now, I tried an Ulster Bank £20 note,
Mm-hmm.
and they accepted that, but that meant there was £25 in the machine, and he had to get £3 back.
That could be a problem.
And it was a bit of a problem, but eventually we called someone over,
Mm-hmm.
and we asked him the situation, and this chap says that normally they take notes of any Dominion,
Yes.
but I said this one didn't accept Bank of Ireland or Northern Plastic or First Trust.
Yes.
Now, it seems to me, Jerry, if you want to avoid any difficulty, you're going to need Bank of England notes and any £5, £10 or 20.
Yeah, that's right.
You may get, now an Ulster Bank 20 went in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can only say we never tried any of the other £20 notes, but it definitely didn't take Northern Plastic and the Bank of Ireland and First Trust tenors.
Wouldn't you think, though, that, you know, if a machine goes to a country, it would take the own country's money, wouldn't you?
You would think so, Jay.
But apparently not. This is why there's trouble in the streets, James. You
More
realise that,
than
don't you?
ever.
More than ever. Now, can I say this to you? My own personal experience on the Sunday night was,
Right.
first of all, I came to the machine, I have to say, with some degree of trepidation. Because I knew I was in a short stay car park, and I knew that what I had to contribute wasn't very much. It was only $2.40 actually,
Right.
but all I had to pay. And I approached in trepidation with a Northern Ireland fiver.
Right.
And I said to myself, this may not work, but by thunder, I'm going to try it.
You're going to try it anyway.
And then I came to the machine, and there were two machines. One of them was free, and the other one was occupied by a man who was standing there scratching his head. And as I went to the other machine, I couldn't help but see this man scratching his head, so I approached him and I said, "You all right there, boy?" And he said, "No, I'm a bit of trouble here." I said, "Well, you know, I'm on the radio. I may be able to help."
Yes, so I very much so.
He said, "I recognize you." He said, "Hello, George." I said, "That's fine." And I said, "Listen, what have you done here?" He said, I don't know what to do. I'm at my wit's end." I said, "Well, so am I, and I haven't done anything yet." I said, "What has happened?" He said, I put in 30 quid. I said,
£30.
"Right, 30 quid. And I said, "Well, how much were you supposed to put in?" He's supposed to put in about £26.50, something like that. He'd just been away for a holiday. I said, "What kind of denomination of notes did you put in there?" He said, "I put in, I don't know," he said. I said, "Well, was it English money?" He said, "I don't think so." I said, "Well, there could be a problem." And I said, "What has actually happened?" He said, "Nothing has happened. It's kept the money and kept the ticket too." So and I said, "Well, so where does that leave you?" He says, "Jesus, boys, I don't know." He says, it's got all my money and it's got my ticket. So
And he can't get out.
I suggest you call the man immediately. So he said, "Jesus, boys, we'll do that very same thing." So what he did was he made some inquiries and he went to get a man. And
Right.
all the while I was standing there for a very long time and the man never came yet. And for all I know, that man could be standing there.
Down there yet.
So I approached the machine and I said, "I'm going to try something similar," I said. "I'm going to attempt something that has probably never been attempted before. I'm going to try and feed this machine. It's national money."
Right.
So I threw in a Northern Irish fiver. It was not a plastic one, but you know the other ones, the smaller ones.
Bank of Ireland, First,
Whatever it
Ulster
was,
Bank.
and it spit it right out.
Did it?
It spit it right out.
There you are.
So I said, "Right, there's no future in this one." So I reached in my pockets and I found, by thunder, as luck would have it, I found a £10 Bank of England with the Queen on it.
Right.
When I got off my knees, I put the note in and accepted it and played God Save the Queen.
And did it give you a proper change?
It gave me my change back and a little note saying, "Do you want to apply for a birthday's honour?"
Now, you see when it gave you the change back, Jay,
Yes.
did you get a £5 note?
No, let me tell you what happened. Something very strange happened, actually. The machine tried to fool me. It was $2.40. No, hold on a minute. Yeah, that's right. It was $2.40, and I had to put a tenner in.
Right.
Right. So I said to myself, right, I'll wait for this change. And I stood there and I heard a little tinkle.
Right.
And I went down and opened the little flap, and I found £1.60, which, as you know, is a fiver's worth plus
Yes.
the value of the ticket.
Yes.
So I don't have to tell you, but many of the people out there are not numerate.
You got 260.
I got 260, and I said, "Cheers, boys. She's keeping the other fiver."
All right.
So I waited for a little while, and then it tinkled again.
Right.
but it tinkled a good 5 minutes after it tinkled the first time.
You're joking.
So I said to myself, what kind of a carry-on is this? So if you put a tenner in, and you have to get a ticket that's $2.40, it'll tinkle a little. It'll give you $1.60. If you're a man who's not a bit fussy, you'll say, oh, geez, that'll do rightly.
You've
go
lost
away.
a fiver.
And then it will tinkle again and give you your fiver, your £5 coins. And I thought to myself, this is a rum do.
So you didn't get a £5 note?
No,
You got coins?
I got coins. But it won't take coins, but it'll give you them back.
Oh no, it'll take coins, Jerry.
Will it?
Oh, aye. 'Cause this gentleman at £22, and we put in the 30, and we got the change. But there was a fella in the other station, and he put in a couple. I think he had to pay $2.40 like you, and he just put the right money in. It was all right.
I didn't realise it would take coins. I didn't
Oh,
investigate.
it takes coins.
I was just so concerned about the...
I got your fiver back.
Very concerned. So, well, let's find out what the general consensus is amongst the people, because after all, it'll soon be Drumcree, and everybody will be going to
Everybody
Spain.
will be going away and coming back again.
And possibly, I was down the airport, as you know, last Sunday, and it was jammed to the doors. You could hardly get in. So
What
people-
airport were you at?
Pardon?
What airport?
Belfast International.
Oh, were you at Aldergrove? Right.
It's not Aldergrove.
No, well, it's
Belfast
Belfast International, I don't know.
Just call it Nuts Corner, like everybody else.
Aye, no, that's a couple of miles away.
I know. But just to be the airport, Nuts Corner.
That's right.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's
That's
ancient
by
history.
the way.
All I suggest that many people would be confounded and indeed very confused standing in front of that machine.
Well, it's quite surprising, Jerry, when you consider the majority of the money in Northern Ireland is all Northern Ireland money and Bank of Ireland money.
I know. I know.
They should cater for the general public.
I think people should sit down around the machine and refuse to be moved. The RUC have to come and remove them.
Aye, maybe put a hole in the fence and get our cars out.
I'm sure we shall overcome. We'll sing that stuff. And I don't know what the answer is, James. It just seems to me as if it's not good enough.
Not at all. It's very disappointing, Jerry.
I would like to hear the opinions of other people who've been flummoxed by the behaviour of that imperial
You see,
machine.
this is all automation, Jerry, to do away with the working man.
I know.
Like all them fellas that were in them pay holes, they're out of a job.
Yeah, they're all slinking around the bookies now.
Maybe in the pubs.
If they're lucky enough to be in the pubs, they'll be in there. It's
That's
an awful
right.
shame, and I'm surprised, and I look around me and I hear people like John Bennett and George Jones and Hugo Duncan and the wee baldy John Bennett or wee baldy John Daly, and they don't care about this kind of thing. They're too interested.
They never think about the common public, Jerry.
all they
You're
want
the
to-
public representative.
I know all they want to know is, have you done anything embarrassing? You know what I mean? At your wedding? That's all they want to know.
That's the old thing, Jerry. No taxation without representation, and you need to represent us.
It's no wonder I'm thinking about getting into politics. I mean, there's nobody representing us at all, for God's sake, sitting up scratching their arses in Stormont.
And getting 54,000 a year.
And people not taking their own money in the airport.
That's right.
Okay, James, thank you for taking part in the experiment, and thank you for coming back to me in such a...
And will you send me that?
Pardon?
Will you send me that?
What?
The CD.
Oh, I forgot already, sorry.
I know.
Quickly, I forget.
That's a fortnight. You've been planning to send that to me.
Let me just inform the staff. Hello,
Yes.
staff?
Yes.
Could someone make a note there that I have to send James Bobby Doran's CD?
Right, will you tell us where is it?
It could be in this box, it could be upstairs in my desk, it could be in my
It
drawer.
wasn't on
could
your
be-
desk on Friday. I looked. I rummaged.
Well, you have no right to rummage through my desk. You
Yes.
might have found something that you didn't like.
It's not there. It's not in your desk.
Where's your American Army uniform?
Somebody has stole it, Jerry.
He was walking around in American Navy uniform yesterday.
Yes.
I was worried about you yesterday because somebody told you looked attractive in it.
Yes.
You wore it all day.
Yeah.
Did you not feel strange walking around a BBC radio station dressed as an American Army admiral?
No, I quite enjoy it.
Sorry,
Aye,
as an American
very
Army admiral.
popular.
Yes.
Don't you think it's a little deterioration in your mental state? Don't you think it's time you stopped dressing up at work? I mean, how would you feel if I walked into the rates office dressed as a Zulu tribesman?
Yeah, well, we would worry about you, right? But it was to promote the programme.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
You should have. If you wanted to promote the program, you should have walked outside amongst the people.
I was
wearing-
getting my photograph taken.
No, you weren't. You got your photograph
For the-
taken.
for
Yeah.
the
James,
local paper.
James, yes, for the local paper. I just want to tell you, I know the wee programme that I
The
present.
small one.
Yes,
the small one.
well, I'm taking it onto a boat and we're sailing down Lough Foyle on Friday with 120 people.
And will you be at the helm?
I'll be there, and that's why I was wearing the naval outfit.
Very good.
Yes.
I've bought an iceberg on the internet. It should
Yeah,
arrive
this
sometime.
woman in table will melt.
It should arrive sometime this afternoon.
Right.
Okay, well, thank you, James, for all your help.
Okay, Jay.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I'll send you that Bobby Darin CD.
Thanks, Jay.
Not at all.
Take care of
Thank you.
yourself.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Incidentally, there's a very interesting conference on McGee University this weekend, which is the campus of the University of Ulster. It's on the Ulster Scots in America, and anyone who's interested in that should there's a little log website there. It's very interesting. A lot of people are interested in that, because
Yes.
people are saying, everywhere you look it's river dance, and boys saying fiddly-dee, fiddly-doo, and what about the Ulster Scots who went and built America?
There's a man.
You don't care about this at
I
all,
do.
you?
I know all about Carnegie Hall and all that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Right.
There's a
there's no need to talk to you about it then.
No, there's a man on too who needs help.
Hello, good morning, sir. What help do you need?
Good morning, Gerry.
Good morning. Is there anything that I can help you with? I'll do if I can.
Yeah, well, my problem, Gerry, is that I have a son at Luton University,
Yes.
and in his spare time, he mixes house music on decks.
Yes.
Last weekend, he was asked to DJ in Devon, at a gig in Devon,
Very good.
and there was a crowd of about 1,000 people. Well, it's not a paid job, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
but he's got the opportunity to do his work in front of a lot of people.
Strut and stuff in front
Oh,
of the
yeah.
papers, yeah.
Well, on his way home, the heat was so immense that we don't know about it, but apparently it was in England at the weekend.
Apparently it's summer in England, yeah.
Yeah. Well, his music was in the back of a car he was being brought home in,
Yeah.
and the heat was so immense that
Oh, don't tell me
his
the
discs
vinyl.
melted.
I bet you had it on the back window, had he?
No, they were in the boot
In the boot?
of the car, yeah.
My God, it must have been really
They
hot.
were really hot, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't experience that, do we?
No, we haven't had that since 75.
Well, I couldn't challenge you on that.
Remember the great summer of 75? That's the
I
last
remember
time
that, yeah. Well, we all remember it.
Sorry, 70... was it 77? Remember the last good summer we had? I think it was 70.
Quite a while ago,
Anyway,
anyway.
go ahead. Your son's records, the vinyl.
Anyway,
obviously-
the vinyls, they all melted, Gerry.
Dear,
and
dear.
they're absolutely destroyed. And he actually rang my wife yesterday, and he was distraught because
He spent years collecting those.
was probably he's a student, what, 500, 600, 700 quid's worth,
Yeah.
And he
Apart from the fact that he's probably there's a lot of it's quite rare, and he's been
well,
collecting.
they're limited
them.
edition numbers
Of
more than that.
Of course, I know these DJs. I
Yeah.
know how they feel about their music. Yeah,
Yeah, quite a lot of them were limited edition stuff,
that's right.
But what I'm wondering is if there's anyone who's listening who may have been into house music in the past and no longer is into it,
Yeah,
and if had any discs to spare,
yeah.
he would appreciate any help at all to start his collection again.
Just a Kickstarter again.
Yeah, he's distraught.
Oh, I know. I imagine that.
He can hardly talk. He was speaking to my wife last night, and he had to put the phone down. He said, I had to go, Mom. He said, I'm too upset. So if there's anyone who could help Gerry, we would really appreciate it.
He's still over there then.
He's finishing this year. He finishes, he's a dissertation to do, and he finishes just before Christmas.
Hmm.
So this is his last stint there,
If he's anything like me, he'll start his dissertation a week before he's supposed to have it in.
Well, I think he's like you, Gerry.
I think
Many ways.
I think they're all like that. So, is he coming home here any time in the near future?
I would say he'd possibly be home sometime this summer.
All right then. So let's ask anyone out there who maybe had a previous interest in house music and kind of has moved on to something else, or got fed up, or decided to do something else. Maybe did a bit of DJing in their time, and maybe has got a pile of records in the corner that they haven't bothered to throw out. Maybe when he's here, he could maybe come and have a look through some of the stuff if people don't want it. So if anyone out there has got any kind of music like that, house music, 50% of the people listening to have no idea what house music is. They think it's music that you play in the house.
Oh,
but that's
I'm
not,
the same boat.
That's not the case. But we don't have to explain what house music is. You either know what it is or you don't. So anyone out there who's got some house music, preferably vinyl, I probably I'd venture to suggest, would it be? Because they prefer vinyl because they can do all the scratch stuff and fiddle about with it.
That's right.
All right, so anyone out there, give us a ring, and if we do get any calls, and I can't guarantee that we will, if we do get any calls, we'll pass them on to you. And tell them not to worry. Tell them it's not the end of the world, for God's sake.
No, it'll not be until the next time, will it?
All right, exactly.
Gerry.
All right then.
Very appreciate it.
Okay, well, I hope you get some calls.
Here's hoping.
All right.
And thanks for your time.
Not at all.
Good morning, Gerry.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye. This is not Hunch music, in case you're wondering.
I met my love in a loony bin. She's wired to the moon. She told me she was Monica Lewinsky's twin. She's wired to the moon. We went walking in a local park. She's wired to the moon. She ran after a frisbee and she started to bark. She's wired to the moon. Whoa, she likes me, that's my baby, white baby, she told me she was studying philosophy in a local university. She wants to be a communist and live on a farm and still be living off the state farm free. She's wired to the moon. Oh yeah, she's wired to the moon. Oh, she likes me. Whoa, that's my baby. Whoa, white baby. My love in a loony bin. She's wired to the moon. Met my love in a loony bin.
There we go. That's a band called The Rebs. A great band from Donegal, actually. Just goes to show you how much things have changed. That's a song called Wired to the Moon. That's on Vivid Imaginations. Right. What?
People would like you to explain to them what is house music, because they could have house music in their attics and they don't know. So will you please explain to them?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
Will you explain to the people what house music is? It's sort of music that goes thump 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 thump.
Well, it's
thump thump thump.
Kind of like that, but not really. You don't know what house music is, do you?
I'm waiting for you to explain it to me.
I wish I had time. But it's coming up to 11 o'clock now, and maybe perhaps we'll have a chance to explain later what house music is.
Yeah, you'll have an hour to do it.
I'll do that later. We'll be back after the news at approximately 4 minutes past 11. It's 11 o'clock.
92 to 95 FM.
And 1341 medium wave.
BBC Radio Ulster.
The news at 11 o'clock with Sarah Travers. The funeral has taken place in Coleraine of John McCormick, who was shot dead at his home at the weekend. A service was held at St John's Catholic Church in the town, from where Sinead Rocks reports.
Around 100 mourners gathered at the home of John McCormick's mother at Somerset Drive in Coleraine before the funeral cortege made its way to the nearby St John's Catholic Church. Mr McCormick's partner, Lynn McConnell, who is 6 months pregnant, clutched red roses as she walked with the couple's 2 young sons, Kieran and Dylan. They had been with Mr McCormick in their Lockenhill Park home on Saturday night when 2 gunmen burst in and shot the 25-year-old dead. Police have said loyalists carried out the killing, but a motive has yet to be established. Parish priest Father Eugene Boland said there could be no justification for cutting down a man in the prime of his life. He said no one has the right to take the gift of life away.
A Danish student says she doesn't know why her home at Peters Hill near Belfast city centre was attacked by a petrol bomb. The student and an Italian woman also living in the rented house at Brown Street escaped injury after the early morning attack. They were wakened by a smoke alarm and managed to put out a fire which had started inside the house. Scorch damage was caused to the front door and smoke damage to the living room. Pupils in North Belfast have again been unable to get to their school, the Holy Cross Primary, via the Ardoyne Road because of a protest. A crowd of about 100 people gathered this morning on the Protestant side of the road. The children were later taken by their parents to school along the Crumlin Road after they claimed police told them they would be unable to guarantee their safety. The morning protests have now been held in the area for more than a week. The police are appealing for information after a man was injured in a shooting incident at a house in the lower Old Park area of North Belfast. He was standing in the kitchen of the house at Rosa Penna Street shortly after midnight when a bullet struck the window frame. 3 men have been injured in separate overnight paramilitary-style assaults here. The attacks took place in Belfast and Ballymoney, as Malachy McCourt reports.
The attack in Ballymoney happened at Cloneen Drive. A man was taken to hospital with leg and arm injuries after he was beaten by masked men with baseball bats. In West Belfast, a 21-year-old man was treated for head injuries after he was assaulted at his home at Ballymurphy Drive. The victim was with his mother and other family members when up to 5 masked men forced their way into the house and beat him with a wheel brace. And a 16-year-old boy was attacked with iron bars by 2 masked men in the Westrock Drive area of West Belfast. He's being treated in hospital for injuries to his arms.
The Prime Minister Tony Blair and the Taoiseach Bertie Ahern are expected to talk by telephone today. The two premiers will discuss the current difficulties facing the political process here. The jury in the Jill Dando murder trial has retired to consider its verdict. Barry George, who's 41, is accused of shooting the television presenter outside her home in April 1999. He denies the charge. In summing up the case, Mr Justice Gage warned jurors to put out of their minds any feelings of emotion, sympathy or prejudice when making their decision. I look now at the weather forecast. Generally cloudy today with some showers, possibly heavy and thundery at times. The top temperature 18 degrees Celsius.
BBC Radio Ulster.
Travel news. In East Belfast, road improvements continue between the Kings Road and the Knock Road. There are lane restrictions and motorists should take care in the area. At the City of Derry Airport, the British Airways flight from Manchester due to arrive at midday has been cancelled. For further information, contact the company on 0161 489 3000. And the 12:25 return flight from Londonderry to Manchester has also been cancelled due to technical problems. Passengers should either contact their booking agent or British Airways on 0845 77 33377. Deirdre Harshall with the travel.
Thank you. Welcome back.
BBC Radio Foyle
And BBC Radio Ulster.
with Gerry Anderson.
Okay, it's almost 5 minutes past 11 o'clock. Thank you for rejoining us. If you have, I wish you have. I hope you have. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. If you want to contact this programme by email, it's jerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. Nothing could be as simple as that. Well, there are things simpler than that, but that's fairly simple. Here's a lovely song which I played not so long ago and people liked it a lot. You'll recognise this tune. great. That's a singer called Izzy, I-double-Z-Y, or I-Z-Z-Y, as it's sometimes known as. That's a song called Song of My Homeland. That's from an album by Izzy called Ascolta, A-S-C-O-L-T-A. That's written by Borodin. You'll know it, of course, as a Stranger in Paradise. But that's brilliant. I met her when she was on this program one time. I met her on the Gerry Kelly show one time, if I may mention the unmentionable. And she is beautiful. You want to see her. You probably did see her on the show. And she came into this program a couple of days later. Had a great chat with her. She was quite taken by me, as indeed many of them are. And here's a request from Dermot McVeigh. Could you please read out this request for Pearl Adams from Antrim? She's known to her friends as the Big One. She never misses your show. She's sitting in her new conservatory with her nose in the air listening at the moment. And you better not get the Lynn, her right woman, what she does know makes no sense. What she doesn't know, she makes up, and by God, she's good at that. And this request is from her one and only son-in-law, who takes her everywhere. Jock, this request is to... Who takes her everywhere, sorry. Jock, this request is to wish her all the best in getting her bus pass. Later on this month, she will be able to go into her caravan in Castle Rock for £1. Or as they say on our local television station. What do they say on our local television station?
I don't know where you're at.
Sorry, I didn't realise you weren't listening.
No.
Our local television station, there's a programme on.
Yes.
And for some reason, do you know the way everybody in this town gets drunk 24 hours a day? All the young people...
I don't think that's very fair on the people in this town.
Well, have you ever been out on a Saturday night?
Well, not everyone.
All right, okay, I take it back. Not everyone.
You should, yeah.
I don't think the bishop is sober and occasionally, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, everybody under
20...
you
included, of course. You're including yourself in this.
Well, okay.
You do live here.
I do live here, yes. But I'm saying
your sons and daughters live here?
Yes, all I'm saying is
your wife?
Everyone under 25 is drunk nearly all the time.
Oh, no, not quite right. No.
Did you ever watch our local television station? We have a local television station
yes.
here. It's a community thing then. It's not a community thing, no. It's local. It's Wayne's World, isn't it? Really.
Rose McCann's waiting to speak.
I know. I know, but do you know what they say?
Yes.
Do you not know what they always say? See, there's always these various bars around there, Stoke London. They always having these promotions, so you can go into any bar at any particular time and buy vodka and white lemonade for something like £1, something like that. So they encourage people to go in and get full, and then they go out and kill each other in the street. But that's neither here nor there. But what do they say?
Vodka.
No. Vodka £1. Vodka £1. Vodka £1. What does that mean? Vodka £1. It's vodka £1. Vodka £1. That's the... Someday someone will, find a little kind of tape, and they'll play it. In about 4,000 years' time, and what'll come out? It'll be vodka £1. Vodka £1. And they'll try and figure out what this means.
This is very interesting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Rose McCann.
You always stop me when I get interesting.
Yeah.
I thought I was just getting interesting there.
Yeah.
Supposing you were a Manchester United supporter, right? From Banbridge, say. Or even here, Derry, Stoke Londonderry. Or indeed Ballymena or Strabane even.
Right.
And you're going off to see Manchester United.
Right.
On a Saturday.
Right.
And you're getting a plane over... Not the plane, you wouldn't get the plane. You're getting a boat over.
Right.
You start drinking at 7:30 in the morning. Right? And you get everything with you. You got all your badges, all your gear and all your things. And then suddenly, something happens to you. There's an earthquake. Right? And with all your stuff with you have with you to go to the Manchester United match, you're swallowed up by the earth.
Right.
In 2 million years' time, an archaeologist digs and finds you and looks at all your stuff. What will he make of it? He'll know nothing about Beckham, know nothing about anything. What would they make of it? And we wonder, we're so smart, we know everything about the Egyptians and about the tombs. Can you imagine if he found a Manchester United supporter? What would he have in his pocket? What would he have in his pocket?
A photograph at George Best.
Maybe a Town Challenge video. Things like that. I would have, what would he have? A Game Boy. That kind of thing. What would they make of him? What would they make of him? And his tattoos and all, saying Posh and Becks. What would that mean? What would that mean to somebody in millions of years' time? Nothing. And they would have no way of knowing.
I would say Rose McCann's fed up listening to you.
Rose McCann, hello.
Hello, Gerry.
Rose McCann, I'm
Gerry,
sorry.
You seem to know an awful lot about these bars in Derry, don't you?
Well, I don't actually.
And they say you don't drink.
No, I had a wasted youth, I have to be honest
No,
with you.
Gerry, you seem to know all about the £1 and all this here, don't you?
Buck of £1?
Buck of £1? I heard you now.
Well, who are you, Rosie?
Pardon?
Who are you?
Well, I'm Rose McCann. I'm a traveller, Gerry.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Well, very good.
I can't hear you too well, Gerry.
Don't worry about that. We can hear you fine. Sometimes.
Well, as long as you can hear me, maybe that's the main thing.
Where are you at the moment? Where are you at the moment, Rosie?
Gerry, I'm in Belfast.
Are you settled at the moment? Are you?
Yes, Gerry.
Well, good. Do you prefer it that way?
Settled, but in a caravan, if you know what I mean.
I know.
We're in a site on the Glen Road.
You're in a halting site?
We're in a halting site in the Glen Road. And what I want to ask you was, I'm not looking back from England, right?
Yes.
And I heard you talking about Ballycastle there, because I do the fortunes, Gerry.
You do not, do
I do. I read the hands, Gerry. Very good. I'm the seventh daughter of the seventh daughter.
Well, that's a change from the seventh son of the seventh son.
Well, we have the seventh son as well, Gerry.
Oh, does he cure people?
He does, honestly. No, not then. He does.
You've got a seventh son of a seventh son?
No, I haven't got now.
No.
My mother, we had 7 girls
Yes.
and 7 boys.
Right.
No, there was 16 of us altogether. There was a girl born first, a boy born, 7 girls right down along the line, and then 7 boys down the line.
My God, must be some fun getting into the toilet in your house.
Well, we hadn't got a toilet. We won't talk about that.
Well, that makes it a lot easier. Just every man for himself.
Of course it does, Gerry. Listen, I wanted to talk to you about Ballycastle. Because I'm not long back from England, right?
Okay.
I don't know when these fairs does be on.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear there's another one in Ballyclare. So if you could find out for me, Gerry.
Oh, I could find out for you
Oh,
easily.
God bless you, Gerry. God bless you.
Someone will ring in. It's oh, you talking about the May Festival in Ballyclare?
There is. I hear there's one in Ballyclare, and I hear there's one in Ballycastle.
Ballycastle, the Old Lammas Fair.
Yeah, the Old Lammas Fair.
Well,
My mother used to go there years ago, Gerry.
Oh, for God's sake!
Yeah, she used to read the hands out in the street, out in the palm. You know,
And were you not with her then?
Maybe, but I wouldn't remember, Gerry. I was a child, and mostly in England all the time.
Yeah. Well, whereabouts in England do you normally stay?
I was in Derby. Oh, name it, I was in it. Nottingham, London, all over.
All
And
right.
it's getting very bad for stopping now, Gerry. You know?
Is it really?
You know, for pulling in along the side of the road.
Yes.
Police comes along and you're out in 2 minutes. So everybody's nearly settled there as well. You know what I mean?
We don't entertain you. Now, is this why a lot of the travelling people are settled? Is it not because they choose to settle? Is it because that there's nowhere else for them to go?
No, it's not because they choose to settle, Gerry. Not at all.
Would you prefer to be on the road?
Yes.
No, you hesitated when you said that.
But what I'm saying is that we're happy. I'm happy where I am now.
Mm-hmm.
But still, the road, it's a long one for to get away. But even you can't travel here, Gerry, either.
Well, that's
you have
true.
to go to a halting site or go with this other travellers has been maybe staying for a long time.
What happens if the like yourself decide to pull into a kind of a lay-by?
Where now, here or England?
Here.
Here.
Yeah.
Well, it's not too bad here, but it all depends on what part
Mm-hmm.
that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not put off by the police, you'll be put off by somebody else.
Do you find that the general public at large are not very nice to you?
That's right, Gerry. Very, very much.
How do you feel about that?
It's wrong. Because there's bad and good in everybody, Gerry.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Even in the settled people, there's bad and good in everybody. But they said if one traveller does one thing, the lot. Let's say, just for instance, one traveller goes into a pub, right? A couple of travellers, and there's an argument. What they usually do, I understand that with some travellers. But then, no matter who you are, what kind of a traveller, where you're coming from, you're barred. You're out. Everybody is, you know.
You're all tarred with the one brush.
We're all tarred with the one brush, Gerry.
And you're right to resent that.
Of course, very, very much. We mightn't show it when we're talking to the people, but inside, in the heart, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of good people around Belfast now, Gerry. Around here where we are now at the Glen Road. Because Mummy herself has been here for years and years.
Yes.
You know, when I went over to England when I got married. And there's a lot of good people. A lot of good people come around the travellers. And there's a lot of people doing things for the travellers, which is good.
Mm-hmm. Now, you say you prefer to be on the road, but you're settled now.
Yes.
And I remember talking to this about a friend of mine called Packer Dunn.
Yes, my daddy knew him well, Packer Dunn.
Really?
Yes, Gerry, he did. Daddy Mummy was up in the south that time, you know, up around Dublin and places like that there when they were travelling. And Mummy heard you talking to him, Gerry. And you play a lot of his music, don't you?
I do, yeah. But he's the only travelling person that I ever knew really well. Because years and years ago, a long time ago, I worked with him. And he's the only travelling person I ever worked with, and I thought he was fascinating.
Yeah.
But of course, he was a he was a larger-than-life character.
Yes, he was.
I mean, I'm sure he's a legend amongst the travelling people themselves.
Yes,
even.
sure he is. Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised. So maybe it's not fair to take him as typical.
No.
But he was great, and he used to. The last time I saw him was quite a few years ago. Now he was living down in County Clare, and he had a lovely little house. And I was sitting in the house, and he had a couple of nice little kids, and his wife, and all that kind of carry on, and he seemed happy enough. But he had the caravan outside.
Yes.
You see, I remember sitting. It was kind of this time of the year, I think, around about this time of the year, and we were talking about something. I said to him, I see the old caravan still there, and he said, I wish I was in it. And I said, what do you mean you wish you were in it? He said, I wish I was in it. I said, what's stopping you? He said, there's a lot of things stopping me. I said, would you rather not be here? He said, I'd rather be on the road.
Yes, Jerry, we all have little caravans outside, Jerry. And look out at them. And you know another thing, Jerry? You know when it starts to rain, we had an awful heavy lot of rain last night.
Yeah.
Well, we can't hear the rain when we're in these wee huts that we're in now.
Yeah.
Wee chalets, you would call them. We all went out to the caravan last night and slept in it.
Because it was raining?
Because it was raining, Jerry. Because you know, I swear, Jerry, that's the truth. Because you know why? We can hear the rain beating from the caravan, and we can't hear it inside, and that makes us sleep better.
I know exactly what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, because I used to stay down in Donegal, and there used to be an old tin roof in the house that I was in.
Yeah.
And when it rained, I loved it.
Yes, sir.
What you did was you crawled in under the blankets and you just listened to the rain. You knew you were okay, but you could hear it.
It was like safe. You'd be safe or something.
It's hypnotic, yeah.
Yes,
you knew that nothing can get at you.
That's the truth, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rosie, it's nice to talk to you.
And it's great to talk to you, Jerry. And I listen. Mommy put me onto your station.
Did she?
She did. Mommy said, Jude, listen to Gerry Anderson and listen well, and he'll tell you a lot of things, and you'll hear a lot of things about people. And that man from, is it Bannbridge? What do you call him?
Oh, Geordie Tuft.
Geordie. I met Geordie in the market. You told everyone that he was going to the market. And we went down, we met him and Anne, me and Mommy.
You did not.
We did, honest to God. We were talking to him.
He's in Bangor today, actually.
Is he?
He's in the market in Bangor today. He's touring Ireland. Well, what did you make of him?
You put him on a good thing, isn't he? Everybody talks to him.
I'm telling you. Well, is he reasonable? Was he reasonably civil to you?
Oh, he was great. We went over and we had a cup of tea, me and him and Mommy, but there was other people there as well. In a little marketplace there, we had a wee cup. We asked him, Geordie, are you coming up for a wee cup of tea? He's a very, very friendly person.
He certainly
more
is.
Than friendly he is.
You have to watch he doesn't get too friendly.
I think we want more people like that, though, Gerry. We do. And like yourself. And that other man. He's very good.
What other man?
That man there, that's would you?
Let me check this man here.
Yes.
This man here.
The American Admiral.
Rose, that festival's on in Ballyclare the last week in August.
God bless you.
Hold
What's
on
your
a
name?
minute. That's Sean Coyle.
Oh, Sean Coyle. Now I know.
Are you sure it's that? There's a May festival.
No, the May festival was cancelled because of the foot and mouth.
Oh, right.
And so what they're doing now is having a 3-day festival at the end of August.
Oh, I was wondering because it used to be
would it be the last week, Gerry, in August?
Last week in August, yeah.
Last week in August.
Yeah.
And
what day is Sunday? No.
I don't know, but there's a fella in Newton Abbey County Council, Jim Edgar, I don't know what's his name. I can't make out my own.
You should try and write these down. You know, it's
I did write it down.
That's the last week in August.
Yeah, but we'll find out before the end of the programme for you.
The Bally, what do you call it? Castle.
Yeah. Ballycastle.
That's on the last week in August too. It's the 27th and 28th of August.
There's just one thing, Gerry. Sorry for interrupting, but people are ringing with a suggestion. Now we have Rose on the air. Do you know this last while back we were trying to figure out what Margaret Barry was saying on one of your CDs?
Yes.
Would there be any possibility of Rose listening to it to find out what a ticker is? You know that word that we couldn't...
Okay, will you listen to this,
Rose?
Will you listen to this, Rosie?
Yes, of course I will.
Here, listen to this now. There's one particular line in it.
Yes.
And we don't know what it means.
If I know, Gerry, I'll tell you.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm just looking for it here. This mightn't be the same one here. What's the Gallery show? No, it's talking to somebody.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll play this anyway. I'm not quite sure if this is the right one or not.
Do you want me to hold on, Gerry?
Hold on a minute, yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, and just play this. If this, I don't think this is the right one, you know.
No.
Where's your CD?
If this isn't the right one, no, this is a different one, because you have Bobby Hanvey at the start talking about it. Let me see if Bobby Hanvey's not talking here. I'll put it on.
I was very fond of football myself.
Yes. That's it. Have a listen to this.
And I still is a fanatic on football, and fanatic on sports too.
Yeah, I remember seeing you in Clonus in 1959.
Well, Clonus was a great town. Clonus, in fact, I was back there myself in a big pub there one night, and I was thrilled to be in Clonus because it's a lovely town. There's no, no question about that. And I'd always make sure that my ticket was in.
What does that mean? She always makes sure her ticker is in. What does that mean?
But she was in a pub, Gerry.
Yes.
I'd always make sure that her ticker was in, that she had money. And over the counter. That's what you would say,
We didn't know what that meant.
That's what the older people would say now, Gerry.
Now, here's another part here. To keep listening to this, when I stop...
What does that mean? Sorry, I missed
that. It means she just gets out your money.
Her money. Her ticker was in. She always had the money when she was in the pub, Gerry.
Yeah, she went in the pub and she had to make sure the ticker was in. In other words, she had a few rallies down her knickers wherever she kept them.
That's where or down her bra, Gerry.
Knickers are better.
That's where we usually keep her money, down her bra.
Look, knickers are better, there's more room. Right, have a listen to this one now. There's another one she talks about going into the football match and she says something we had no idea what it was. Have a listen to this.
It's going very quick, though.
I know, but if it's quick for you, what do you think it is for me? Now, have a listen to this now.
To volley up the football grounds.
Ah, that's it. Missed it. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. We'll go back. Right.
That. And I'd always make sure that my ticket was in to volley up the football grounds.
What was that?
No, I don't know what you meant there, Gerry.
The volleys.
I know her ticket was in. That means that she always had the money. But the other one, I don't know.
The volleys.
She's away from up the country, Gerry, isn't she?
Yeah.
She is, yeah.
All right then. Well, at least we find out what the ticker is.
Yes, right, Gerry.
That's a step forward.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, I'm going to play a little song now, Rosie. You might like this.
Oh, God bless you, Gerry.
It's a song written by Pecker Dunn.
He's lovely. He's a lovely singer. God bless you, Gerry.
Okay, Rosie, give us a ring.
Thanks very much.
Listen, can I ask you something?
Of course.
If you're around in Ballycastle,
yes,
on the 28th, why don't you come and read a few hands for us?
But sure, that's what I'm going down. That's what I wanted to know of you when there was, because I've got a caravan and I'm going down to.
Come down and see us.
I will, Gerry.
Tuesday the 28th of August.
Are you going to be in?
Yes, we'll be broadcasting.
That's grand.
Come on.
I could read your hand for you, Gerry.
You can read whatever you like. No, but see, come down and read a couple of hands for us. We'll bring a couple down special.
Right, Gerry, I will, honestly.
No, so will you come down?
I will, Gerry. I'm bringing a caravan down anyway.
All right then. Maybe I'll stay the night.
You never know, Gerry. If you've got plenty of money to go to the ticker, we'll mean you can stay the night.
The ticker is in.
To have the money to go to the pub. Goodbye, Gerry.
Bye, Rosie.
Bye.
Bye. My ticker's always in, I'll tell you that.
Sullivan John, to the road you're gone, far away from your native home. You're gone with the tinker's daughter, far along the road for home. Sullivan John, you won't stick it long, till your belly will soon get slack up along the road. With a mighty load and a toolbox on your back. I met Kitty Coffee with her neat babby behind on her back, strapped on. She'd an old ash plant held in her hand for to drive a donkey along. Inquiring every farmer's house, for along the road she passed. Oh, it's where would she get an old pot for to mend, or it's where would she swap an ass? There's a hairy ass fair in the county Clare, in a place they call Spansville, where my brother James got a rap of Ames and Portland they tried to kill. They loaded him up on an Aston car, while Kate and Big Mary stood by. Oh, that's as to the day that I went away, but they joined with a Tinker clan. Out of Sullivan's John, to the road you're gone, far away from your native home. You're gone with the tinker's daughter, far along the road around. Sullivan's John, you won't stick it long, till your belly will soon get slack. Up along the road, with a mighty load, and a toolbox on your back.
Right, I'm going to say something now which I probably will never ever say again. That was Johann Sebastian Bach and Peckerdun. That's a song called, it's a piece of music by Johann Sebastian Bach. It's most commonly known, it's from the album Bach Magnificat by the choir of St. King's College in Cambridge. It's very, very complicated to pronounce this, but it's actually basically, it's one of Johann Sebastian Bach's best known works. It's commonly known as Sleepers Awake. That's what it's called, really. It's called something else, but I can't pronounce it. Hello to Big Andy and Big Oily of Hannestown. Please play Christmas 1916. It's either too late or slightly premature. Can you please play Streets of London by Ralph McTell for James Nolan and wish him a happy 21st birthday? Streets of London. Yeah, I've not had a request for that ever in my life. Hello to Aaron, who has the chicken pox. Get well soon. Geordie, do you know a cure for kennel cough for dogs? From his dad Rogan and mum Margaret. There we go. Did you say there was somebody on the line there?
Yeah, what was that last request? Geordie, would you have a cure for a kennel cough?
Kennel cough. That's the way you cough when you're in a kennel, as opposed to when you cough when you're not in a kennel. In a kennel, I suppose you cough like this. Whereas if you're outside a kennel, you go, Hwah! You know what I mean? The other way when you're at home, you...
Did you ever hear a dog coughing?
Yeah.
I never.
It goes... Do you ever hear a dog going like that? It's like, when you cough, when you're at your dinner there, you're sitting, with your family at Sunday lunch, and you feel a little cough coming on, you go, and you put your hand up to your mouth like that. That's a kennel cough, because dogs don't like to cough all over the kennel, because after all, it is their home. So they go... So
it's just a wee tiny cough?
Yeah, a wee cough to can't pass themselves.
And is it a persistent thing?
It's persistent, yes. It's like a wee tickle in the throat as well.
It does that all the time.
It's kennel cough.
Never heard of it.
There you are.
It's a new one on me.
I know. If you talk to people less on the phone, you'd know all this stuff.
There's a coffee in one.
You should listen to this program. You sounded like Bennett there for a moment. By jingo, you did. Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
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 Hello. Are you a travelling person?
No, I'm not. I live in Belfast.
Okay, I'm just checking.
See that piece of music you just
played?
Played that?
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Well, thank
you.
You
Put me asleep. What did you call it?
I'm glad that you appreciate Bach. It's all right. It's not for not everybody's taste, but did you not think it was majestic? Did it not lift your soul? What would you rather have?
What would you call it? Sleeping?
What would you rather have? It's called Sleepers Awake. Would you rather have steps? But maybe one off Hugo's album. Would that be better?
I don't know.
That's okay.
Listen, see the wee woman that was on, and she had her ticker and her... She had her ticker where?
Had her ticker in.
She had her ticker, but where did she have it?
She had her ticker in. In other words, it's like someone would say...
Valley of the football grounds.
Yeah.
Well, that was in her bra. It was her cleavage.
I never thought of that. Well, the travelling person, Rosie, did mention that they kept their money either in their knickers or in their bra.
Aye.
And she had her ticker in the valley of the football ground.
When you think about it, it's like a valley.
What kind of a mind do you have? The last person I saw on television with cleavage was Johnny Adair. I'm just trying... Did you see that? Did you see Johnny Adair's cleavage the other night?
Johnny Adair?
It's cleavage, yeah.
No,
is this a man?
Thinking about it, it's like a valley, isn't it? So she did have it in her bra.
I don't know what kind of a mind you have or what kind of people you hang around with, but I don't really want to hear anything more about it.
I'm a woman, any woman would know that.
Well, how's your valley in the football grounds? Do you have
My valley's alright.
You alright? Are you happy enough? What's your chest measurement?
Oh, I don't know.
Go on, what are you, medium rare or every man for himself? What is
it? Very rare.
No, seriously, would you consider yourself ample, overindulged, or, woohoo! Or indeed, 2 fried eggs?
Oh, I'd say ample.
Pardon?
Ample.
I can't hear what you're saying.
I'd say ample.
Ample? Yeah. Ample is good then?
Yeah.
So you think that the ticker in the Valley of the Football Grounds is a woman who keeps her money in her bra?
Aye.
Well, there's a thought. We'll have to throw that around ourselves. And, well, we need some kind of secondary confirmation on that. We can't just accept your word for it, but I have to say that I hadn't thought of that angle, and I have to say that you could well be right.
When you think about it,
you could well be right, because old Margaret Barry there was not a stranger to the occasional double entendre, if I may say so. And I thank you for that. And what is your name again?
My name's Liz.
Liz, what part of the country do you live in,
I'm
Liz?
from Belfast.
Belfast, good
I've
girl.
just moved house recently.
Well, what area in Belfast are you in now?
I'm up near Poglass area.
That's okay
Had a wee
then.
bungalow for my son who's not too well.
Your son's not too well?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you living near him now?
Oh, I'm with him. He's only 7.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought maybe he was married or something like that. What's wrong with him? Anything bad?
No, he has this wee syndrome, just,
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's the only one in Ireland with it.
Is it going to be okay? Or is it going to be with him all his life? Or?
It's going to be with him, like, it's bordering on, like, on Down syndrome. We call it Kabuki makeup syndrome.
I've never heard of that.
No,
and is
not as any of the doctors here.
Oh, that's a help, isn't it? Well, is it kind of like Down syndrome, something like that?
Well, it's funny with facial features, and he's small on it.
Yeah.
His learning disability, his heart problem, his cleft palate, and his very severe communication difficulties.
And you love him to bits?
I love him to bits.
Of course you do. Well, have you found anybody else who's suffering from the same thing?
Well, I know of one in England. I know of one wee girl in England.
What is it again? Can you spell it for us? I mean,
It's
can you spell
Kabuki.
Kabuki? Kabuki?
Makeup.
Makeup?
Makeup.
As in kind of makeup,
Yes.
just basic. Kabuki makeup
Syndrome.
syndrome. I have never heard
And
of
it's
it.
named after the Kabuki theatre in Japan.
That's a very odd name.
It is. It's because of their facial features, you see.
It seems quite odd, to actually, name it after, kind of someone's, like after theatrical
It
feature.
offends some of the parents, I think, and they've shortened it just to Kabuki,
I would say so,
Uh-huh.
I know what Kabuki makeup is. No, it's a very white pancake makeup.
Yes. These three children are very pale and they have beautiful eyes, like they were made up. They're really beautiful eyes.
That's a very
The eyelashes that would sweep the floor,
really big long eyelashes.
Yeah.
Well, that Kabuki makeup, it's almost insulting, isn't it?
Well, it is to some parents, yeah.
Well, I would. I don't like the sound of that either, actually, because
Yeah.
it sounds as if, I don't know. It sounds almost as if whoever named the syndrome is kind of making fun of it.
No, well, it first originated in Japan, you see.
Well, it sounds a little heartless, doesn't it?
Mm.
Well, would you? Maybe there's people out there who have children suffering from that, and you don't know them at all. Have you met
probably,
someone?
yeah.
Have you met anyone here?
Not here, no.
Well, would you like to?
I'd love to.
Oh, obviously, I mean, you could compare notes and.
Yeah.
Well, if there's anyone out there, anyone in Northern Ireland, has got a child who's suffered from Kabuki makeup syndrome.
Yeah.
Kabuki makeup syndrome.
They've shortened it now. They have a website, and they've shortened it actually to Kabuki. Just
Well, do you have access to the website?
It's insulting,
Yeah, I think it sounds a little bit, dismissive and sort of, not serious enough.
Not serious, sorry.
No, but I mean the name of it doesn't, it's a wee bit kind of casual, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anybody
I ever say it to, doctors and the like, they just sort of pass it off. I've never heard of that, but it's very serious deal.
Oh, it certainly is. All right, then. Well, you've got your hands full then.
Mhm.
Do you have any other children?
I have another wee girl at 10.
Yeah, well, how do the two of them get on okay?
Oh, they're great.
Mm-hmm.
Side to piece out.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not getting you down anyway, is it?
No.
No, absolutely not.
No, I've been down and I've come back up again.
Good girl, you stay up there, because you love the wee child, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I wonder if anyone out there is suffering from that, or has a child suffering from that. Anyone, give us a ring, and if anyone does ring, we'll pass them on to you, and you can do whatever you like then.
That's great, Gerry.
All right, love. Okay.
Right, and that door, find out about that hour now. That's what it is.
About the ticker in the valley of the football grounds.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying not to think about that, really. All right then. Okay, we'll come back to you then.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. What do you think of that? Get your ticker in the valley of the football grounds.
Barbara's got a problem with a tree.
You don't listen to anything I say at all.
Stop
do you?
picking that.
I'll pick it if I like. You don't know what they don't know what I'm picking at.
But that'll not.
I
get
have
better.
I have a cold sore.
Yeah, and you've been picking it all morning.
It's
Keep
annoying
your
me.
fingers from it.
It really is annoying
Well,
me.
it'll not get better if you keep taking the top off it.
You sound like an old woman. Pardon?
Barbara's got a problem with a tree.
Where is she, on 2?
She's on 2.
Hello, Barbara.
Hello, Gerry.
I believe your tree is not behaving the way it should.
No.
What do
I
trees...
have this problem with this tree, and I've been on about it, and if you allow me to mention names, I'll mention names.
What kind of names do you thinking of mentioning?
The people that own the tree.
No, don't do that.
Right, that's all right.
For God's
This
sake.
tree is head over heels on top of my house, and it's darkening my living room,
Yes.
and I've been on about it, and they're coming to cut the bottom branches and not cutting the top.
Who's coming to cut it?
The people that owns it.
Well, the people that own it not live in the house beside you.
No, it's out in the green. It's out in the street.
It's none of your business then.
Well, it's in front of my house. It's darkening my living room.
Right. Okay.
Right, now it is my business.
All right, sorry, I'm just testing you. So the tree is outside your house?
Yes, and it's higher than the house, and half of my living room's dark. And I'm only looking at half of it cut down.
Is this a council thing?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And they're coming to cut the bottom branches and not coming to cut the top. Sure, that's what they need, the top cut to take bring in the light.
You sound like a woman who's at the end of her tether.
Yes.
How long has this been bothering you?
For nearly a year now.
And especially in the summers when it gets to you.
And you don't even get the sun just passes through the tree and away on up the street.
And we get it rarely enough.
Yes, that's right.
If we do get it, you don't get it.
So what will I do about it?
I
Cut
don't
it
know.
down myself?
I would suggest not.
No.
When are they going to come?
I've no idea. I've been on them this week 5 times. One passes the buck to the other.
Well, they say they're going to send some men out.
They said they had already sent somebody out to look at the tree and said they were taking the bottom branches off and not the top.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe you see when the men come out with the thing that cuts the tree off.
Talk to them nice.
Talk to them nice.
Uh-huh. Well, listen, I heard that lady on there too about keeping your money.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Yeah.
sure, that's what I told you before. It's an over boulder shoulder holder.
An over boulder shoulder. An over shoulder.
An over boulder shoulder holder.
No. It's an over shoulder boulder.
Over shoulder boulder holder.
You're getting your own things wrong.
You get me mixed up.
The over shoulder boulder holder, the ticker in the valley of the football grounds.
That keeps money to sing in.
I'll tell you what. Some of the things. Some of the things that are in should be kept in.
That's right.
Hold on a minute. There's a man interfering with this
No,
broadcast.
I didn't mean to interfere with you. I'm sorry. But Gary phoned in to say that there's a law which basically says that no one has the right to light. That the person can grow a tree as long as once the branches would start coming over Barbara's fence and interfering with her property, then she can remove those branches. But this is according to Gary now. No one has the right to light. So
according to Gary, you've no right to light.
No, we're not saying that.
We're not saying that. It's
we're
Gary
not
saying
that at all. It's Gary's always saying things.
Yes, you've no right to light. What do you say to that?
Well, if Gary was sitting where I was sitting, he'd be turning the light on all day. He'd be wasting electric.
Do the leaves, do the branches...
They're hanging over in the mine, yes.
Well, what the man says, you have every right to cut down the leaves that hang over your property.
I will do.
If you did do that, would you be all right?
I would. Providing they still come and take the top off to let the light in.
Right. But
Sure, it's not getting into the bedroom and it's not getting into the living room.
All right. That seems an awful...
And they come out last year and trimmed the other wee trees down, and I asked him what about that, and he said they didn't plant it, which they did plant it.
What kind of a tree is it, do you know?
Oh, I haven't a clue.
Hello, there's another problem too. What's this?
Apparently, if Barbara cuts the branches off the tree, the branches that are hanging into her property, she must return those branches to the person that owns the tree, because it's their property.
Well, do I'll keep them for them.
You keep the branches.
Well, listen, before I go off, Gerry,
Uh-huh.
I'll have to tell you this.
Uh-huh.
It's my next door neighbour's birthday today, and she doesn't want anybody to know she's 42, and you call her Margaret.
All right, Margaret, 42
now,
years
listen,
old
there's
today.
another problem.
Yes.
Big Tim in the hole in the wall, gang, his birthday's on the 28th.
Timmy, what age is he?
Well, I'll ring you back tomorrow morning and tell you his age.
Come on!
I'll ring you back tomorrow morning. I haven't got my diary handy.
Pussy. Come on, tell me what age he is.
Well, I would say he is about near 50.
All right, then.
All right, Jack.
Okay, best of luck with the tree.
All right, I'll let you know what happens.
Talk nice to the men.
Right, well do.
Okay.
Many thanks. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Andrea, I miss you, my precious Irish pearl. Is cold rain still the same since I'm halfway around the world? And may the flag of peace and freedom make you dance as it unfurls to the cool grooves of the Stroke City Girls. Aoife,
you doing? Your story's just begun. I remember Portrush nights and waking to the sun. And may the wind of hope and glory catch you as it swirls. And the cool grooves of the Stroke City girls. Limavady, Letterkenny, back in the middle it's Stroke City, 50 miles from Ballycastle, on the banks of Old Loch Foyle. Donna, there's a memory playing with my mind. It's you and me in a dance till 3, Sandino's closing time. May the sound of love thy neighbor whisper through your curls to the cool grooves of the Stroke City girls. Stroke City girls. Limavady, Letterkenny, back in the middle it's Stroke City, 50 miles from Ballycastle, on the banks of Old Loch Foyle. Andrew, oh I miss you, my precious Irish pearl. Is Coleraine still the same since I'm halfway round the world? And may the flag of peace and freedom make you dance as it unfurls to the cool grooves of the Stroke City girls. May the sound of love thy neighbor echo through your curls to the cool grooves of the Stroke City girls.
That's Chip Taylor. That's a song called Stroke City Girls. That's not out until July 2nd. That grows on you, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I quite like it. I asked you for a copy of it, but you refused to give me.
No,
I would like to play it on the Wii program.
You can't have a copy of it. It's my record. It's for me.
Yeah,
it's not for anyone else.
You had 2?
Yes, I had 2 in case one's broken.
Yeah.
Hello to Margaret McCone of Ballymena. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday to her. That's from her sisters, brothers and sister-in-law.
Excuse me for interrupting.
And hello to Edna Dunlop. Happy birthday to her from her brother David.
There's a man who would like some information about a whiskey firm in Newry many years ago. Duncan and Alderdice, or else Duncan Alderdice whiskey distillers in Newry.
Hello, Duncan. Hello. Tommy?
Yes?
Yes,
Hello?
Tommy?
Yes?
Are you there, sir?
Hello, Gerry.
Yes?
I tell you what it is, hanging up to Donegal for a couple of weeks, and I know you're well learned on Donegal.
Yes. Indeed,
see,
I'm familiar with the county.
So I believe, and I'm looking to some mention a few places to me where a bit of crack going on.
Oh, depends what you mean by crack.
Well, a bit of fiddly-dee music, I mean, Gerry.
Well, if it's fiddly-dee you want, there's many places you can go.
Well, you give me a few of them?
Well, whereabouts you?
I'd appreciate it.
Whereabouts do you? What direction are you headed?
I'm headed into Donegal. I don't care what way I go. I'm nowhere booked. I'm booking bed and breakfast to go along.
All right then. Well, I suggest to get your bearings, properly, go to Donegal town.
Right.
Go to Donegal town. It's a bit touristy, but all roads lead from there.
Right.
And I would check that out.
Right.
When are you going?
The week after next.
All right.
For a couple of weeks.
And then I would think seriously about heading in the direction of places like Ardara.
Ardara?
That kind of direction. Keep away from Daniel's country. It's too bleak. And there's too many women with pink hair and glasses.
Right. Round about the Ardurari, anywhere else?
I would say around there, and Donegal town, right?
Right.
What are you saying? Now,
Would
where
you
would
not
you
send him to Letterkenny?
I don't know Letterkenny.
No.
Ballycastle.
I would imagine there'd be plenty of music around Letterkenny.
Letterkenny's a wee bit, you know.
Letterkenny used to have a very good festival at one time.
Ah, but it's not on now, is it?
I don't know.
You see, there are various festivals in Flas. Is there some kind of a Fla will be... Do you know what you should really do, to be honest with you?
Yes.
You should check out just the tourist board and ask if there's any Flas or festivals.
Right.
Because, I mean, if there are... I'm not suggesting that, you know, I'm not a great man for the tourist board, to be honest with you. But if there is any Flas or festivals happening when you're going up there, see, all the musicians will be heading for that and you'd be a fool to go anywhere else.
Right, that's magic.
Do you know what I mean? But failing that, just go in and cock your ear around Donegal town.
All right.
Head out towards the small places, the Ardurras, and just, you know, just follow your nose.
Yeah.
And so
That's good, Gerry.
It's, you know, there's no method there, you know.
Right, that's magic.
It's every man for
I've
himself.
a few quid to spend. I know you'd be interested in things like that, you know.
Uh-huh. Well, you just...
Because that fella Coyle told me that you had your first communion money still.
Oh, did he?
I did indeed, yes.
Mm-hmm. That's all right. Well, I would suggest the key to finding out the crack is that you don't need me to tell you, is to keep talking to people.
Okay.
The grapevine. You'll find out. You won't be there too long before you find out everything that's happening. Avoid Bundoran.
Avoid Bundoran, right, Gerry?
Okay, right
I'll
then.
do that. Thank you very much indeed.
Not at all. It's a pleasure.
Much appreciated.
Not at all. It's a pleasure.
Cheerio.
Bye.
Bye, Gerry. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Danny
There we
from
are.
Clacton said that if you give the dog Vinos, and his daughter breeds boxer dogs.
Yes.
And if any of their dogs go down with the kennel, is the kennel cough? Is that what it is? Kennel cough? They would give it the cough mixture, the wee cough mixture. But
Vinos.
Vino, is it not Vinos?
Added honey.
I suppose you need to check it out with your vet first, obviously. But according to Danny in Clacton, he said that kennel cough is very severe and not at all what you're doing. So you obviously know nothing what you're talking about.
Well, if I'm making a mistake, I apologise. I have to say
Well,
that
according to his boxers.
his boxers told him I was making a mistake.
No, his daughter's boxers.
I have no idea what kennel cough is. I have no idea. And if it is a serious disease amongst dogs, I apologise for making fun of the fact. I just, you know, what do I know?
It's a fairly harsh cough.
Okay, right. Wait. Like...
More like that, a good big...
It's not like...
rib breaker, yeah.
It's okay. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Look, I'm playing Seamus Martin's Broken Nick. The reason I'm playing that is because people wanted to hear it. I'm going to just turn it up now.
What about Duncan and Alderdice?
Sure, did I not speak to him a moment ago?
It was Tommy, a taxi driver.
Oh, hello, Duncan. No. Where is he?
No, he's not there.
Well, what are you talking about, for God's sake?
He used to make whiskey and Newry.
So?
We're looking for information about him.
Information about who?
There isn't a bad word there.
Information about who?
Duncan Alderdice. Or else Duncan and Alderdice. You were so close.
I was very close.
You were.
Duncan and Alderdice used to make whiskey round about Newry.
Yes.
Either Duncan and Alderdice or Duncan Alderdice. And somebody from where wants to find out?
A man.
Why are you bothering me about this stuff?
A man's got a poster.
Has he really? Well, why doesn't he come on and read it to me? Tell him to come on. Tell him to put his money where his mouth is. I can't be getting second-hand garbled messages about strange people in Newry making whiskey I know nothing about.
Wesley Stafford was on the phone.
Was he? Great.
You didn't send it to him.
What does he want?
He wanted a check from you.
Then came the walk of shame, when she told me to go home. Through the big bright lights, sure it must have been a sight, for my brain began to squelch. God, I'm glad I wasn't Welsh, for I was the weakest link. Goodbye. Oh, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. To your old black clothes, goodbye. To my good red shirt that I bought out of Marks, a tie to match and a pair of lovely socks. Everything she asked, sure my old brain blocked. Oh, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Thank you, Seamus Martin. Goodbye. It's 12 o'clock.